Wyatt, what are you doing in my shot? What are you seeing out there? Wyatt, what's going on? Hi, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about my Osmo Pocket Kit. Now, I have to admit that I'm not using my kit as much as I should because I'm too embarrassed to film myself in public. I'm embarrassed enough doing it at home when my cat's watching, but I just don't feel like using the Osmo Pocket in public too much, although it's really, really tiny. Admittedly, it's just a tiny little camera that it shouldn't be a problem holding that in your hand, and even it's the talking with myself kind of part. So I have to work on that. But in the meantime, while I'm getting ready to do that for you and my viewers to see some other things other than always this background with this whiny cat, I wanted to go out there and film myself now that I have the proper tools. And I needed a kit to where I can put this all in because that's the way I roll. So after Canada Post lost my package from Amazon the first time around, Amazon gave me my money back, although Canada Post still hasn't found the parcel, and shipped me a new parcel, a new bag. And it arrived on Friday, I think. I did a little unboxing when it came, so I'm going to show you that right now. This is the bag. It has a really nice handle to it. It has two zippers, like a tandem zipper. You can open it, close both zippers, whatever. They look like very nice zippers. The bag itself is very nice. It's not completely solid, but it's solid enough that you can think, especially on the bottom. I don't know. I wouldn't sit on it, but. So I'm going to show you what I have in this bag now, okay? So, bear with me. Let's open this up a little bit. Like I said, tandem zipper, meaning, I don't know how useful. You can't, tandem zipper, whatever. So we'll open this up. So, let's look at the main compartment first because it's right here. Obviously, here's the Osmo Pocket in its case because sometimes I want to carry it in my purse. I have a little tiny pouch in my purse where a cell phone goes, but it's an older purse, so the cell phone pocket's kind of small, and this fits perfectly in there. Then I have this little cage from Polar Pro, which is a cage with 2 1/4-inch attachments for tripods that fits the Osmo, and that's in here. So this is to mount the Osmo on a tripod. So here I have a mini tripod from Joby that has magnetic feet. very strong. Oops. It has magnetic feet, which are kind of strong. This is not very good metal, but anyway, magnetic feet, and it's also bendy. So to a certain extent, you can put this around a handrail or something when you want to take a time lapse or something like that. So that's in there too. So you can mount the Osmo Pocket like this if you want to. And then I have a different tripod. This tripod I want to talk about at length in a different video, but this is the tripod that I got from Joby as well. This is called the Joby Telepod 325. So tripod. Don't worry about it. I'll review it. Okay, then further in I have the little controller wheel for the Osmo Pocket that every once in a while I use. Although I wish they had a joystick there. I'm hoping that eventually they bring out a joystick. And I have an attachment that I can mount onto the Osmo Pocket. I will show you. Like this. And on this, I can now mount anything I want. Whatever has a cold shoe mount, you can mount that on there. It used to have an attachment here to attach it to a GoPro, you know, an action mount, but I cut that off because I feel if you put that there and then you have your attachment here and then there's this GoPro thing, how can you do anything in the front anymore? You can't. So for me that was not very useful, so I took it off. Okay. So I'm going to put this back in because so you can see how this works. All right. Then here I have the Wi-Fi module for the Osmo Pocket in the Polar Pro Wi-Fi module sleeve, which gives me an Arca Swiss mount if I need one. Arca Swiss. You see Arca Swiss mount? Or another 1/4 inch attachment screw on the bottom. I like this one a lot. It was quite expensive. You can charge it here. There's a hole for charging. But what I don't like about it is that on the front, you cannot see when the charging light is on because the charging light is here. And when you put it in the sleeve or the holder, whatever you call it, you cannot see the charging light anymore. So I was wondering about drilling a hole in there. I don't know. Anyway, so there's a little area where this fits perfectly fine. So next, here's my action mount for the Osmo Pocket. This is the Osmo Pocket action mount. It opens like so, and then you can put that in there. Now, the Osmo Pocket action mount didn't have any further areas where you can attach a light or a microphone. So I found this cold shoe here. I found this cold shoe mount and I installed it with two-sided sticky tape, Gorilla Tape, to this thing, and that's not going anywhere. So there's this thing from Gorilla Tape. This is two-sided and it's clear and it's a little thick. That stuff is amazing, and apparently now they're making an extra strong one, although this is already super strong. You see how that's attached there? It's just really just stuck to a little bit of surface, but it works just like a charm. Attached to this, I have the converter. So this is a action mount and it converts into a tripod mount. So when then you have a tripod, you just screw it on, right? Because when you have an action mount on something, how are you going to attach that to the tripod? The one from Joby works so well with this case or this mount from DJI is because it's so small. It folds completely 90-degree back. There are other action mounts, for example, this nice one from Pgytech, but the foot is so much bigger that you can never sit perfectly horizontally. And it also fits really well with this particular tripod from Joby because it all fits together. And you know me, everything has to always to match. Look at the colors. It's just, it has to match. Everything has to be black and red. Anyway, this is the mount, and I have it installed on here at all times because, so this one is a bit tricky when you put it in your bag. You got to find a way of sitting it. And then here on the other side, I have my Rode microphones. Microphones because there's two of them. There's the receiver and there's the sender. No, there's the sender and the receiver. I always get that mixed up. The fuzzy one is the one where you talk into, and the one without the fuzzies with the window, that's the one that you want to plug into your camera. So while this one goes here, it has to be apparently like this far away from your mouth, something like that. This one slides perfectly in there. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in there. So the flat side facing up on the first one, because then they're together like this. There's no scratching, there's no rubbing. These are good like that. Flat side down, and then flat side down on top of that. Perfectly. Now let's talk about the next section. This is the inside here, which is movable. So over here I have my Amaran ALM9 light from Aperture, and I have a diffusing screen, a permanent install to that with this magnet. Anyway, and what I did here, I mounted with screw, I mounted a reducer screw. So what I did is I embedded that screw into some screw and then glued it on top here. So now if I don't have two left hands, I can mount my little tripod. And then I have a light. It's not the strongest light. I still have my ring light, prefer my ring light, but I can't take my ring light with me. My ring light is like a massive thing. So this is nice. If you should ever be in a situation where you need some lights, this little light weighs literally nothing. It's all plastic. It's cheaply made. It's expensive enough. It's like 50 bucks. But you charge it and you're ready to go. And I really, really enjoy the light that comes with it. It's not bad at all. For the size of the thing, it's not bad. I can recommend it. On the other side, we have the Anker power bank, a 10,000 milliamps or whatever measurement size. Like the phone has like a 3.5 or a 4. This is a 10, so it would charge your phone twice. This little thing from Anker, I liked it. It is fairly thick, but space-wise, it is not much bigger than a credit card. Can you see that? It's like literally a little bit bigger than a credit card. Not that you can put that in a wallet, but I'm just saying the size of this thing, it's powerful. It is really powerful. So you can push this button, you can see how much power you have left. I really like this one. So that comes in here. And then on the other side, now here are my cables. So what I have is 3 cables, and they're all short little mini cables because who needs long cables when you're going on a trip? So we have a micro USB cable to charge this thing and to charge that thing. Those are micro USB. Okay. Then I have a lightning cable to charge my phone because my phone still charges with lightning cable. And then I have a USB-C cable, also a short one from Anker, that you can use pretty much everything else. This is USB-C, and this is USB-C. And my iPad Pro is USB-C, so you can charge a variety of things with this USB-C cable. And then I have the cable for the microphone, the Rode Wireless Go. I have the cable and then the attachment so I can plug it into the Osmo Pocket, because unfortunately the Osmo Pocket doesn't have a proper receptacle for a microphone cable. So you have to have this thing here, and then you attach this to the receiver of your microphone. So you need this little thing here that costs an arm and a leg, but without it, it doesn't work. So that's here. So I leave it permanently attached, and then I plug that over here and that over there, just because I have the room. And then on the front here, there's a spare SD card and the USB-C adapter for the Osmo Pocket, the thing that goes in here. That one here, and the whole thing also in the in the lightning variety. And in the last little one, there's the cover, so that the contacts are protected. So I have that in here because most of the time it's in the case anyway. And when I put the Osmo Pocket action mount on it, then it's kind of in the way. So that's what's in here. So, and then there's another compartment which has an elastic netting. It's very elastic, okay? And in here I have my Pgytech filters, and I have a lot of them, and I've never used them. I don't know why I didn't use them yet. So what I did here, as you may be able to see, I put little dots. Can you see that? The darker the filter, the more dots there are. The one in the middle is the polarizer, so it doesn't have any dots. Who has ever used them? Not me. You have this Osmo Pocket, you hold it, and you've been told when you film cinematic clips, you have to run it on 24 frames per second, and then the rule of 180 says that you should not have a shutter speed higher than double the number of your frame rate. So if I have a 24.95 frame rate, I should have a shutter speed of 50. Now if you have a shutter speed of 50 on any camera and you film in the sunshine, you're gonna see nothing. It's a bright screen, you're totally overexposed. This is where these little filters come in handy. But who has the time to keep changing filters when you have a family running around and people, and you keep being watched over your shoulder, and it's just, forget it. That's why these are a little bit further in here, because I barely ever use them. I should probably do that. Then I also in here the case for the microphones from Rode, and what I'm in there, what's in there. A few bits and pieces of attachments that I may need. There's another cold shoe mount that I can install onto that tripod holder that I told you earlier, and I keep them in here so they don't get lost. And what I also have, this is the case that came with the battery pack from Anker, and in here I have an extension cord, a USB extension cord. So you can use all these little cables that I showed you earlier, and if your plug is a little further away, and speaking of plug, I have a plug for this USB extension cord, or for any USB cord, and I have a car charger, because this is the thing, when you're out and about with technology, microphones, lights, cameras, iPhones, you need to have cables. As sad as it sounds. So what I do is I have all my electric supply thing is all in this little pouch, and this little pouch is hidden away over there because I barely ever need it, because really the Osmo Pocket has fantastic battery life. You really don't need that much. Okay, so that's all there, and then you close it up and you're good to go anywhere. Now, the idea about having this kit and taking it with me when I go was to film myself more often so that I'm not always sitting here in front of the camera with the background that you already know, but that I would take you out and about with me. That's why I got that microphone. I'm still struggling with sharing more of me with you and everybody else, and it's a process. I'm getting there. I gotta overcome some of these mental obstacles. I'm working on it. Okay, so the first thing I did, I'm getting my kid ready. Now that my kid is ready, I don't really have any more excuses. Bear with me, give me time. I'm getting there, I promise. I want to. I want to include you, and I want to show you more. So I'm working on it. I get there. Anyway, this was my review of the Pgytech Osmo Pocket carry bag and how I fill it and what's in my kit. I really hope this helped you in some way. I hope it was interesting, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye.